Welcome to the Premier Heating and Air Show with our great friends Reed and Tom. Premier is an independent American Standard heating and air conditioning dealer. That's Tom. He does the American Standard heating and air conditioning. Look at him. He's got his, if you're listening, you can't tell, but he's got his logoed shirt on. He's ready to meet somebody. Look at you, Tom. You look fantastic. I mean, you just look amazing. This is where you say thank you, D-Mac.
Thank you, D-Mac. I really appreciate it. I mean, boy, I got to tell you, I'm just glowing now. I mean, I'm levitating off my seat because you're complimenting how I dress.
I think you just farted. That's why you levitated off your seat.
Normally, dudes don't compliment dudes on the way they dress, but okay, I'll take it.
Well, listen, man, I think we are on this particular show. We have created a bond where it's okay to tell each other. I mean, look at Reed. It goes without saying how good Reed looks. You know what I'm saying?
That's the truth.
That's
in the middle.
Yeah.
Reed, looking in the middle.
Reed, good morning to you as well. How are you, my friend?
Good morning. I'm doing great.
Yeah. Okay. Today on the show. Let's get into what these fires have caused in terms of getting in people's systems. Talk to me about this week, Reed. What have you heard from people? What's the scuttlebutt out there?
Yeah. I mean, you hear a lot about, air quality, especially when there's fires and smoke and those kind of things. And, it kind of reminds me a little bit about, about 4 years ago, we kind of ran into the same thing. Mm-hmm. It was really hot weather and dry and, fires everywhere. And, so the air quality is a big thing to really kind of think about. And I think the other thing too is, you're not able to open your windows at night and get any relief. So if your AC is not working properly, it could be pretty miserable.
Yeah, are you hearing the same sort of things there, Tom?
Oh, I am. I mean, I got to tell you, our air cleaner sales are just going through the roof. I mean, just skyrocketing it.
Okay.
Between the two different styles that we handle, not only the one that goes in top of the furnace, but then also the one that goes where your regular filter is. I mean, those units are just flying off the shelf. And on a personal level, we had my daughter's birthday party on Saturday, and we were all planning on, eating out on the deck and, hanging out outside and tossing the Frisbee around. And it was just too smoky. I mean, it just bothered everybody's eyes, and people were starting to have some breathing issues. It was just so thick out there. It's just terrible.
Yeah, and that teaches you to not be a cheapskate and just take her out to a nice restaurant, frankly. And enough with the hot dogs and hamburgers. Take her someplace nice, for crying out loud, Tom.
No, it wasn't the premium birthday. So I mean, she got burgers.
It wasn't a premium birthday. That's great. What number was it?
Well, it was actually 30.
But wait a second, huge birthday. What are you talking about?
Now. I'm not taking some little baby to a.
What are you talking? 30? I'll tell you. So my son's birthday was earlier this week. He's 22. You want to talk about a forgotten about number, especially compared to 21. Yep. And I think there's 22, 23, 24. I mean, grow up, that sort of thing. You hit 25, and that's kind of a number right there, 25, but 30. Oh man, talk about depressing. No, I'm sorry. I'm sure it was a wonderful party. I'm sure you had a great time.
She had a death to her 20s party is what she had.
Well, there you go. It's funny. I found 30 really depressing. Actually, 30 to me was depressing. 40 to me was 50 I was fine with. How about that? That was the weird one.
50, I was great with 50.
50 was great. I'm almost done with this crap. You know what I'm saying? I think I'll be depressed again at 60. 60 is gonna be the struggle right there. But 50 was hey man, 50. I love my 50s. 50s have been fantastic.
Oh, 50s have been great. One of these days, if Reed catches up to us, he'll know how great it is.
Reed, I'm assuming
40s.
I think the 40s suck. I think the 40s are hard. Like, and don't you have like a little kid, Reed? Like a little kid?
Yeah. It's definitely challenging.
Yeah. Let me tell you, you don't know. Boy, I almost cursed right there. I can't do that. You don't know. Well, you'll see. You'll see what you don't know in your 40s. Nobody prepares you for your 40s. You get to your 50s and you're kind of like, all right, I figured it out.
Well, I like the, I'm at home every weekend, and it's definitely different. In your 30s, you're out doing a bunch of stuff. In your 40s, like I'm mowing the grass.
What are you doing this weekend? Mowing the grass.
Yeah. Hey, get ready to be called grandpa at soccer games coming up in the next 3 or 4 years. Wait till you see what that's all about. When you see all the 20-somethings with their 5-year-olds, get ready for it, Reed. It's coming.
Yeah.
All right. So with all that, we are offering a special here on the show. You can call or text 720-547-8009. Mention this show and book an estimate today. You get a free air cleaner with the system purchase. How about that? That's pretty cool. And if and what does an air cleaner actually do? What kind of, maybe start with you there, Tom. What does the air cleaner do? What kind of options do you have? What's that all about?
Well, the air cleaner that we are promoting today has a carbon filter built within it. And so not only does it help relieve that smoke, but it also takes that smell of the smoke out as well, which is even that much better. So not only is it cleaning your air and getting all the small particulates out, but it's also taking that smoky smell out of the air as well. They are the best around.
Mm-hmm.
How about that, Reed?
Yeah. I've got one in my house. You have one in your house, DMAC. Tom has one. We can all kind of talk firsthand about it. In addition to like smoke and the smells and everything, a lot of it, like I've always had really bad allergies, and this air cleaner has really helped me, with that, and it's just good kind of year round, so. It's something a lot of people don't really think about too much, the air quality inside especially. So this is definitely a good offer.
Well, and one of the things that we recommend through Premier is when you do get a new system installed is set your thermostat temperature that you want for your heating and for your cooling.
Okay.
But let the fan run 24/7, 365, because no matter what, then what you're doing is two things. You're cleaning the air all the time, and you're stratifying the air. So if you have a 2-story house, you're moving the air around so that you keep a nice even temperature throughout the home as well.
Oh, nice piece of advice for sure. So again, call or text 720-547-8009. Mention the show, book an estimate today, must happen today. Free air cleaner with the system purchase. So that's worth doing. And you can get a hold of Premier, 24/7. You sure can. So you can do that. They got people standing by, no problem. You can always reach out to them on their website as well at premieraircolorado.com. That's premieraircolorado.com. Okay, we have some before and afters. This is fun. So talk to me about what we're going to be looking at here, Reed, in terms of before and afters. We got some classic pictures here. Talk to me.
Yeah. So this is actually a friend of Tom's that he referred over. So thank you, Tom.
All right.
And he had a pretty old system. So you're talking about in your 40s, that's about how old this system was.
Wow. So what do you think when you look at something this old?
Yeah, I mean, we don't see a lot of those, these days. So most of them have been replaced. There's still a few people that are kind of holding out. So like a couple things when you're looking at an older system, especially one that's this old, is efficiency is pretty low. You're losing efficiency kind of every year. So over the course of 40 years, I mean, you've probably lost like half of the efficiency. The other thing too is there's not a lot of safety. The new systems have a lot of safety devices kind of built in. So like they're a lot safer. I mean, these old systems, we found a lot of rust. You can kind of see it in that picture there. There was just a lot of potentially, unsafe issues going on with that. And so, that's something to always consider when you're replacing like, an older system.
All right. And this is what you guys put in. That's the same place? Wait, it went from that to this.
Yeah.
Whoa. Okay. So what are we looking at here? What did you replace the old system with, which looks much bulkier and bigger, by the way, with this sleek new system?
Yeah. So that's the S8 V2. I think that's the same one that we put in your house. So that's
Looks
the
familiar.
D-Max special right there.
There you go.
Like you said too, I mean, it's a lot smaller, way more efficient, way quieter. It's that. I mean, that's like a total renovation right there. That's going to be a night and day difference.
What's and how will a homeowner feel if you do have an old furnace? Like, what is the instant like wow moment about getting yourself a new system?
Yeah, I mean, you're going to definitely tell right away that your comfort level inside of your home. I mean, that we'll have to do a testimonial and get some feedback from him, but I guarantee that it's a night and day difference. Increased airflow, all those different things. So the comfort is the main thing, and then what he's really going to see over time is that utility bill. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if it gets cut in half.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. So he thinks he's wearing a badge of honor, Tom, by keeping the old system going. But I do laugh sometimes with older people, not to slag on, my generation or anything, but like you get like a phone, I don't want the new phone. It's like, hey, the new phone's easier. They're not making things harder. They're making things easier. But it's just news, Tom, so it gets a little scary. But yeah, maybe you can speak on just exactly why that technology is so much better.
Yeah, so this is a good personal friend of mine. He's a great, great guy. We've known each other for 30 plus years. And he called me up when the air conditioner wasn't working, and he said, my AC is not really working all that well. Could you get me somebody out to take a look at the AC? And I said, sure, I can get you a guy. I've got Premier. They can get an appointment with you guys and come on out and take a look at the AC. I said, but Everett, how old's your furnace? And he said, oh, it's a little older. It's on the older side. And I said, well, on the older side, is it older than your air conditioner or is it newer? And he said, well, it's a little bit older. I said, well, how old do you think the furnace is? And he said, well, it's the original furnace and the house was built 42 years ago.
Unbelievable.
He said, but she's still just chugging along.
He's doing well. He's assigned a she to it. Oh, yeah.
The furnace has a gender.
It has a gender to the name. Good old Betsy. Look at her. I'm not going to get rid of Betsy. And then here comes Veronica. You're like, I did love Betsy, but Veronica's all right, I guess. It takes like a week. It's like, I love you, Veronica. Don't leave me. Stay here forever. I love you, Veronica. But what about Betsy? Oh, forget about Betsy, Veronica. Don't even utter her name.
Hey, we did offer if you wanted to keep her around, like in the garage or something, just for old times.
What?
Put her in front of where he parks his car.
Oh, yeah, Lord. All right. Let me ask you this. Just a note. Reed, do you do disposal with the old parts and the old systems? You take care of it, right?
Yeah, absolutely. That's a good question. And, with something like that, I mean, that's kind of a scrapper's dream,
right.
But yeah, we haul away everything. We reclaim all the old refrigerant. We handle everything properly, and, we'll take it over to Tom's place and guys will recycle it and do all that. So it's good. It ends up in a good place.
Okay, so Betsy's.
Yeah, Betsy's
Betsy's in a better place.
Yeah, it's gonna be okay.
I don't know if you can go visit her, but just trust us; she's in a better place.
Yeah.
All right,
so made into something else.
That's right. Betsy's an amazing toaster now, so she's fantastic.
So one of the things we talked about was the efficiency of that old furnace, because when that furnace was put in, 42 years ago, it was 65% efficient. So that meant 65% of the gas heat used to heat the house was staying within, and 35 went up the stack. But as Reed said, over 42 years, it probably dropped 50% of its efficiency in that 42 years. So he went from something that was really about 35, 40% efficient to 80% efficient. So what do you got with Veronica? Veronica is twice as efficient as Betsy.
And Veronica, hey, guess what? Veronica knows it too.
Oh yeah, she does.
She does.
She looks pretty good too.
Yeah. All right. Here is what are we looking at here? New one is air conditioning unit outside. Is this another reclamation project here I'm looking at?
Yeah. So the AC was a little bit newer. I don't even know if they were making ACs in the 80s. Maybe Tom, you could tell me about that. But
well, that 30-year-old unit, he had one of our contractors put that 30-year-old Heil unit in on his 12-year-old furnace at the time.
So
wow.
Yeah, so newer, it was only 30 years old.
So you go from I don't know if we have names for this, probably not. It's outside. It's like the old dog that's outside. I don't know. You don't really care that much about it. You just care that it works. So you go from this to, a newer unit. And again, I'm going to assume it's all the same sort of stuff. It's just more efficient. You're saving money. It's more effective in the home, all that sort of thing. And but what is the lifespan of these outdoor units? Like where should I sort of wrap my head around, okay, maybe it's time for a new one ish?
Yeah, I mean, it can really range. I mean, on average, somewhere around 15 years. Some systems last only about 10. Some, the systems that we install, we're typically looking at, closer to 20 years.
Amazing.
But yeah, I mean, there are times like, in this case, I mean, he was able to get some extra, life out of those systems. But that's always kind of the trade-off. It's, the efficiency and how much it costs you to operate it, and the technology has come so far, during those times, that it typically makes more sense. Like you're spending more money to run that old system than it would cost to get a new one,
All right, so that's why the offer is on today. Call or text right now or anytime today, but right now would be good. 720-547-8009. Mention the show and book an estimate today. You get a free air cleaner with a system purchase. It is Premier Heating and Air Show with my guys Reed and Tom. Tom from American Standard Heating and Air Conditioning. What is the vibe from folks right now as we are in August? Is it, hey, I can just survive, I'll be okay? Or are we getting a little panic that we are really just suffering at this time with many more warm days ahead of us?
Yeah, I think we've got a combination of things. Not only are we dealing with the smoke, but our summer, if you look at the long range forecast, which, that's something that Reed and I live by, is what NOAA, tells us about what our weather is going to be. And we're expecting, nice hot weather all the way through August and into early September. So with our world, DMAC, the lens that our clients need to look through is the HVAC system is something that is running 24/7, 365. Okay. So we're going to roll out of this nice hot weather all the way through August. Well, then winter's right around the corner.
Yeah.
And, if you're having some air conditioning problems, chances are your air conditioner and your furnace are about the same age. So you're probably going to be running into some heating problems.
Sure.
And so it's just great a great idea to get the guys from Premier out just to check out your system. If you're having some problems, maybe it's just a small minor repair, but maybe it's something that you really need to address prior to wintertime too.
What do you think, Reed?
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. I mean, the timing is never going to be perfect with this kind of thing, and like Tom said, I mean, summer, usually we're probably going to be running the AC for another few months,
Yep.
And then you start to switch over into kind of the heating side. So it is constantly running. And, it is one of those things where we run into some people right now. I mean, they're just trying to kind of get through the summer, maybe, do a little repair or something like that. But they know that the time is kind of coming where they're going to have to replace it. Right.
Yeah.
So, I think the main thing is, either get that tune-up or inspection and just kind of, figure out where you're at. I mean, or we can do an estimate and we can do a couple of different things. We can jump on a quick call and just kind of run through some things with you. We can go out there and kind of evaluate everything. It's no obligation. And at least you kind of have a better idea of like where you're at. And sooner the better. I mean, be proactive about it. Don't put it off, because typically the way these things work is it's going to fail on you at the very worst time, when it's 100 degrees or when it's, 0 degrees. And that's usually when you're going to have problems. And, so you definitely want to be proactive. And part of that is just kind of getting a better understanding of like where you're at and start planning ahead a little bit.
Yeah. And I think one thing, and listen, I went through this because my system was garbage here at the old new homestead. But again, because we plan on being here for a long time, that's hopefully, again, knocking on wood, that it was not a big deal for us, frankly, to know that the system that we got is going to be here for the long haul. So to us, it was fine. However, I do understand cost is an issue, and it was an issue to us as well. But what was a great relief, and perhaps you can speak on this, Reed, 60 months, 0% financing, 0% interest financing for 60 months that you guys put together. And it's, to me, it's just like, hey, this is not only is it worth it, this is ridiculously affordable. So talk to us about the pricing, the financing, and the programs that you have to help folks out, do something that's really important for themselves.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's something we understand. A lot of people, they're not really planning or budgeting for something like this. So, we want to make it affordable. We want to make it easy. When things happen, that they can kind of move forward and they don't have to worry about it too much. So, we deal with a couple different lenders. Wells Fargo is one of our big lenders that we deal with, and we're able to do, some of the 0 interest loans up to 60 months. We have other options too. I mean, for some people, they're looking for kind of a lower payment, that's kind of more in their budget. So we can really customize any solution to kind of fit within there, what's going to be best. And that's part of what we go through in our, estimate, and that whole process is just kind of getting an idea of where they're at. And then we can build the system kind of around that.
Yeah. So Tom, what a great company to work with, Premier, right, man? They're going to take care of you. They're going to make sure things get done the right way. I know that's been your experience with Premier over the years.
Oh, that's been my experience. And reading my relationship goes back over 15 years. And one of the reasons we partnered with them and they partnered with us is the quality of work that they do and the quality and the integrity of their company. I want to make sure that I do mention that whether you are wondering or not about your system, just make sure to get a hold of Premier and just have them out. They've got excellent service staff, so their service guys can come out and jump onto their club membership. It's very inexpensive to be a part of their club membership, and what that does is that gives you the peace and the knowing that your system is going to be running, because they're going to come out in spring and in the fall, and come out and check out your system. And if there is something that's starting to arise, they can either deal with it right then and there, or they can sit down and have a consultation with you to talk about what the options are. And so, like we're running the free air cleaner right now. Okay. They're always running the 60 months financing. And then I think they're actually giving away a Traeger along with, something else. I mean, your options are great to deal with a group like these guys.
Yeah. Reed, what kind of promotions you got running right now?
Yeah. So, we do have the best promotion is what I call the DMAX special. So that's that free furnace offer that we're doing. And then, or you can do the 60 months, 0% interest. And then depending on which system you go with, you can get the Traeger grill. We're also doing the Solo stove. And then we're including on those packages, like the one you went with is a 5-year no cost maintenance. So like Tom said, with the maintenance plan. So we have some packages where we're including that. And then, those are all great offers, and, we can definitely, reach out to us and schedule. Right now is a really good time to look at this stuff.
All right. So the number is 54720-547-8009. That's 720-547-8009. You can always reach Premier at premieraircolorado.com. Now, it'd be remiss if we don't mention that Reed is a big CSU Ram guy. Okay, so we got college football right around the corner, brother. Yeah. And what are your vibes as the CSU-CU game played in Fort Collins this year? And Tom, I don't know if you have any college alliances. I'm not sure. Do you? Are you favor one school over another? Are you where are you at these days, Tom?
I'm a Wyoming Cowboy.
Oh,
the border war.
We battle every year too.
Okay, all right. Yeah. Hey, Tom. Josh Allen not being here. Elway admits it was the biggest mistake of his career.
Isn't that the truth?
Yes, and I'll give you a nickel, Tom, if you can tell me what Wyoming Cowboy is trying to make the Broncos right now on the offensive line.
I don't know.
Oh,
share it with me.
Frank Crum.
Frank Crum. Okay.
Frank, what a great name, too.
I love it.
Frank Crum, offensive lineman.
Sounds ornery.
From Wyoming, but he's a big old Wyoming boy. Yeah, go ahead, Reed.
Why would you go to school in Wyoming?
Wow.
Hey, you know
what's there to do up there?
It makes you tough just having to live in that weather.
Yeah.
I'll give you a very quick story. I'm up there for Josh Allen's pro day, and I'm at the library, which is a bar. But the big joke up in Laramie is you just tell your parents I'm at the library. Yeah. You get it? And there's nobody in there. And Josh Allen comes in with like a party of 6. But ain't nothing fancy up there. We're just talking about chicken fingers and, French fries, whatever. It's not a fancy place. It's just, Reed, to your point, nothing going on in Laramie. That's where you go. And the greatest, we were broadcasting from there, and then he sits down. Him and his family sit down. We're doing a show from there. And I didn't pick up the tab. It would have been the greatest thing ever because it's just chicken fingers and sodas, really. The whole, it's at Laramie. Yeah. The whole thing might have cost me $32. Who knows, Yeah. So, but a great mistake. But the library, the one spot to go to, a legendary place that, Reed, you ask, what do? You go to the library.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. I've been to the library a time or two.
See,
well, of course you have. Where else would you go?
I've been there too.
Of course you have. I mean, let me tell you.
At CSU, they have a bar on campus. Too. So
let me ask you really quick. Would you rather Reed beat Wyoming or CU?
CU, but both.
CU.
And we're gonna beat them this year too. We should have them last year.
Well, hey, listen. Hashtag asunder. You do have the word asunder in your fight song, okay? Asunder. I know nobody knows what the word means. And go Pokes. And we appreciate everybody watching and listening. And call Premier at 720-547-8009. Oh, I can't wait to get into the border war a little bit later on. Get that. Let's go. Fall's right around the corner. All right, guys. We'll see you later. Take it easy.
See ya.
Right, appreciate it.
Thank you for paying attention to the Premier Heating and Air Show on Altitude Sports Radio 92.5.